Riley Winter. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your direct testimony that you just gave.
Of course.
Now, before coming to TBD, you knew Miss Shaw from school, right?
Yeah, like I testified before, we had met in business school, we've been good friends, and she recognized that great creative quality within myself, and that's why she originally recruited me to work at TBD and her other company before that.
That's right, you were great friends. And in fact, before coming to TBD, you had no prior experience in HR at all, did you?
Well, not specifically in HR, but when it comes to business opportunities like this, it's not all about your education, it's more about your ideas. Everyone can have the same education, but those creative ideas, that's unique to you, and that's what Shaw recognized within me.
Ms. Martin, I'd like to redirect you back to my original question, which was prior to coming to HR, isn't it true that you had no prior experience in the human relations field whatsoever?
Not specifically within that field, but I had degrees in psychology and in business, which directly correlated to TBD's ventures and their capitalism.
Ms. Martin, so that's a yes, no prior experience before coming on board with TBD.
Not specifically, yes.
Now, you were not just intern in HR at TBD, you were actually the director, the top dog at TBD in the HR field, right?
That is correct, yes.
And in fact, you thought it was a terrible idea for Ms. Shaw to make you the director of HR at TBD with no prior experience, right?
I admit I was a little taken back, but I was absolutely flattered to be given this opportunity. I didn't recognize what Shaw had originally seen within me, but as I kept working at it, kept improving myself, and finally I think I achieved that confidence and that attitude that Shaw had originally seen.
So Ms. Martin, that is a yes. You thought it was a terrible idea for Ms. Shaw to make you the director of HR at TBD.
I think I was just a little exasperated at first, but yes, it might have been terrible, but in an exaggerated version, of course. No, it's not absolutely terrible like that.
So were you lying in your deposition when you said that, or are you exaggerating now?
I would just say it's a figure of speech more so.
So you were using figure of speeches and not expressing that in your deposition?
Well, I express myself through these figures of speeches, of course, as most people do.
Okay, Ms. Martin, I'd like to talk about the HR document that you created, the people policy, right?
Yes.
Now that policy runs all employment decisions at TBD, doesn't it?
I'd say it's an integral document within the company, of course, yes.
And in that document, you do not once mention that it is illegal to discriminate on the basis of age, right?
Not expressly referring to age, however, there is an entire segment in there that is outlining all the different discriminations and illegal activities why employees at the company cannot be fired.
I'm sorry, could you please clarify that? You said there is a part in that it says all of them? Could you just clarify what you mean on that?
It expresses different discriminations, however, yes, it does not expressly refer to age. However, as these open door policies, if anyone had any questions, they could have came to me, and I would have given them a teaching seminar based on what the questions that they have.
Now, Ms. Martin, you mentioned race in that policy, correct?
That is correct. That was one of the ones that I have outlined.
You mentioned gender, that you can't get fired over your gender?
Yes, that among gender, race, age, all these different ways.
Did you mention age? No, that's right. And during your time at TBD as a director, formulating these guides that help to inform all employment decisions, you didn't receive any on-the-job training in human relations, did you?
No, it was more sort of an on-the-job sort of thing, learning the ins and outs of the company and learning through experience, as most of these higher up ones go, especially in regards to TBD, when we wanted these new, innovative ideas. We wouldn't want the same old thing that had been going on that led to a failure in the company.
Ms. Martin, I would like to point you back to my question, which is yes or no question.
Could you repeat it, please?
Of course. Would you please tell the jury if it is true that you did not participate in any on-the-job training in the field of human relations while being the human relations director at TBD?
In regards to on-the-job training, no, but through my educational background, I was trained in that.
And not only did you not participate in any on-the-job training while having no experience in the human relations field, you also did not utilize any guide when crafting the people policy that guides employment decisions, right?
For the most part, I relied on my experience that I had gained in school, and I looked at these old textbooks and old different various assignments that I had gone, and looked more specifically, yes, at the textbooks.
So that's a yes. You did not use any guide when crafting the human relations document that guides employment decisions at TBD.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would consider these textbooks who are designed for educational purposes a guide.
Ms. Martin, is it your testimony today that you did use a guide in crafting that document?
In terms of a guide, no, but textbooks yes.
So please answer the original question if you would, that you did not use any guide in crafting the document, right?
No, that's correct.
Now, Ms. Martin, I would like to talk about the performance evaluations for my client that you brought up in your direct testimony. Actually, permission to approach the witness with exhibits 4 and 9? Now, Ms. Martin, would you please take a look at Exhibit 4? This is the performance evaluation for Ms. Winter in 2014.
That's
Please
correct.
read silently as I read aloud.